Hey guys, welcome to lesson 3. This module is all about helping you set up your SEO campaign for success. Specifically, the goal of this module is to help you find the best video keywords for you. In lesson 1, I helped you generate a list of video topic ideas. Then, in lesson 2, you turn those topics into your big video keyword list. And finally, in this lesson, I'm going to show you how to take your big video keyword list and zero in on the best keywords for you. These are the keywords that you'll optimize your next batch of videos around. Of course, you don't need to batch your videos, but many people do. So it's helpful to have a short list of keywords in hand when you do ultimately film your next few videos. And don't worry, in module 2, I'll show you how to script, film, and edit your videos the right way. But for now, let's identify the best keywords from your list. As you know, effective keyword research isn't about having a huge list of keywords. It's about finding the right keywords. And when you have a list of the right keywords, you're halfway to succeeding with YouTube SEO. So it's really important to get this step right. Unfortunately, most people do video keyword research completely backwards, including lots of so-called video SEO experts. I'll explain. Most people think that you should optimize your videos around low competition keywords that are easy to rank for in YouTube search. On the surface, this makes sense. But in reality, it's a recipe for disaster. Because the truth is, you want to choose video keywords that are highly competitive. I call this the competition magnet approach to video keyword research. And yes, I know that it's counterintuitive, but I'll explain exactly how it works and why it works in a minute. But first, you might be wondering, why is this called the competition magnet approach to keyword research? Well, when most people see a competitive keyword, they're repelled by it. So they go with another keyword that's less competitive. But with the competition magnet approach, you want to be attracted, not repelled, by highly competitive terms. Of course, I'll give you the full step-by-step rundown later in this lesson. But the key point to keep in mind for now is that when it comes to YouTube SEO, keyword competition is a good thing. So you might be wondering, why the heck would I optimize my videos around competitive keywords? Well, let's take a look at my channel's YouTube analytics. Specifically, check out the sources of my video views. As you can see, only 14% of my views come from YouTube search. And keep in mind that I rank for super competitive keywords like SEO, link building, video SEO, and more. In other words, I've pretty much maxed out the amount of traffic that I can get from YouTube search. And it still only makes up 14% of my views. This is really common. Most channels only get about 10 to 20% of their views from YouTube search. In fact, I've even seen some channels that get only 5% of their views from YouTube search engine. So yes, ranking in YouTube search is great. And the truth is, lots of people do search in YouTube. But when you look at YouTube as a whole, YouTube's search engine is a tiny slice of the overall view pie. As you may have noticed from my YouTube analytics, 47% of my views come from what are known as suggested videos. So what are suggested videos? Suggested videos are when your video appears next to another video in the sidebar. And when someone clicks over to your video, that means you just got a view from suggested videos. Now, another thing I should point out, an additional 10% of my views come from browse features. Now, there are several categories of browse features, most of which aren't significant, so we can ignore them for now. That's because most of the time, browse features are simply when your video appears on YouTube's homepage. When someone clicks on your video from the homepage, YouTube considers this a view via browse features. As you may have noticed, the YouTube homepage is now highly personalized. Back in the day, YouTube would just show their most popular videos at the time on the homepage. And maybe they throw in 1 to 2 recommended videos. Today, 100% of the YouTube homepage is dedicated to personalized suggestions just for you. So how does YouTube determine which videos to show on your homepage? I've tested this. And my experiments show that YouTube's homepage personalization appears to be largely based on videos that you recently watched. For example, let's say that you just watched a video about paleo diet desserts. The next time you visit YouTube, your homepage is going to be full of videos about the paleo diet. That's YouTube's browse features at work. Now, the important thing to keep in mind from all this is that 57% of my views, more than half, come from my video being served as a suggested video of some kind, either as a sidebar suggested video or as a browse feature from YouTube's homepage. And this view breakdown is very common. So for the sake of optimizing videos, we can consider sidebar suggested videos and homepage browse features both as suggested videos. That's because they work exactly the same way. YouTube is suggesting your video to their users based on what you're currently watching or just watched. And as you saw with my YouTube analytics, suggested video is by far the biggest source of views on YouTube, not YouTube search. And that's exactly why you want to choose competitive keywords. Competitive keywords help you get more views from suggested videos. That's because you'll show up alongside videos that people already watch. In fact, optimizing your videos around competitive keywords is the secret behind generating lots of views and traffic from YouTube. I call this approach to YouTube SEO, YouTube SVO, suggested video optimization. Why? Well, when most people optimize their videos, they optimize them to rank in YouTube search. This is traditional YouTube SEO. But as I showed you, search makes up at most 20% of all the potential views on YouTube, and in most cases, significantly less. Compare YouTube search to suggested videos, which has 2 to 5 times more potential to generate views. In short, when you optimize your videos for suggested videos, you'll get significantly more views than if you optimize them for YouTube SEO. That's why YouTube suggested video optimization is much more effective than YouTube search engine optimization. Of course, there's nothing wrong with ranking in YouTube search, and I'll help you do that in later modules from this course. But the key takeaway here is that optimizing your videos for YouTube search engine is a big mistake. Instead, you want to optimize your videos with suggested video optimization in mind. Specifically, you want to choose keywords that lots of other videos are optimized around. Then, when you optimize your videos around those keywords, you'll show up as a suggested video and steal their views. Make sense? Good. With that, it's time for me to show you how to execute the competition magnet approach. This approach to keyword research is specifically designed to uncover keywords that are ideal for YouTube SVO. And then, later in this course, you'll learn how to optimize your videos specifically for SVO. And your first step is to take each keyword from your big video keyword list and size up the competition. The question is, how do you know how competitive each keyword on your list actually is? Well, it's simple actually. All you need to do is look at the number of videos that show up when you search for that keyword in YouTube. That way you can see in concrete terms how many videos are already optimized around that keyword. And the more videos on YouTube that are optimized around a particular keyword, the more competitive it is. And with the right optimization, you can show up next to all of those videos as a suggested video. With that, grab the big video keyword list that you created in the last lesson and let's get started. There are 2 ways to see how many videos are optimized around a particular keyword. You can use a tool or do it manually. Both approaches actually work the same way, so they work equally well. The first approach is to use vidIQ's built-in competition score. vidIQ calculates this score by measuring how many videos are competing for a specific keyword, which is perfect because that's exactly how I identify how competitive a keyword is. And as you might expect, the higher the number, the more competitive that keyword is. Now I'll illustrate how to use vidIQ to find competitive keywords with an example. Let's say one of the keywords from your big video keyword list is French verbs. Just pop that into the tool. Now most people will choose low competition keywords from this list, but you know that the competition magnet approach works much better. As you can see here, keywords like learn French and French lesson are more competitive than French verbs. So in general, these are better keywords to add to your final keyword list. And I'll help you really drill down and refine this list in the worksheet for this lesson. Now, if you don't want to use vidIQ, no problem. You can also size up the competition manually. Just search for your keyword and look at how many results pop up. For example, let's say that one of your keywords is six-pack abs. When you search for that term in YouTube, you can see that there are over 6 million results. That's pretty darn competitive. Now in this case, the keyword six-pack abs should probably make your list of finalists. Another example. Let's say the keyword organic desserts is on your big video keyword list. As you can see, this brings up only 47,000 videos. so you can consider this a low competition term. Of course, every industry is different, so it's hard to give you a specific number of results to look out for. It's relative, right? For some industries, keywords with 500,000 video results are some of the most popular in that space. For others, 500,000 results is nothing. That's why instead of worrying about absolute numbers, focus on how competitive a keyword is compared to the other keywords on your list. For example, let's say that you just evaluated the competition of 3 keywords on your list. Let's call them keyword 1, keyword 2, and keyword 3. Keyword 1 has 100,000 results, keyword number 2 has 200,000 results, and keyword 3 has 75,000 results. Again, I don't recommend focusing on the absolute numbers because every industry is different. Just look at how each keyword compares to the other keywords on your list. So in this case, which of the 3 keywords is most competitive? Keyword number 2, right? So you'd want to add keyword 2 to your list of finalists. Again, I have lots more info on this process in the worksheet. So now that you've seen how the competition magnet approach works, it's time for me to show you a real-life example of this process in action. But first, let me show you an example of what not to do. Specifically, I'm gonna show you a first-hand example of me completely messing up the keyword research process. And it's all because I optimized the video for SEO, not SVO. And because of that, I largely wasted an otherwise great video. Here's the video that I'm talking about. Yes, this video has quite a few views today, but it took years to reach that amount. As you'll see later in this course, the videos that I publish today tend to hit that many views in months, not years. And that's because they're optimized for SVO. So back to this what not to do example. When I created this video, I decided to optimize it around the keyword advanced SEO. Why did I choose the keyword advanced SEO? Well, when I searched for that keyword on YouTube, I noticed that there wasn't much competition on the first page. And not knowing what I was doing, I thought to myself, this keyword doesn't have any competition. Perfect, facepalm. So I created and optimized my video around the low competition term, advanced SEO. So how do you think this video performed? Well, I'll tell you. My video quickly hit the #1 spot on YouTube for advanced SEO. This shouldn't come as a surprise. Like I mentioned, this keyword didn't have much competition in YouTube's search results. But as you know, YouTube makes up a very small percentage of all the potential views on YouTube. And because the keyword I picked wasn't competitive, because there aren't many videos optimized around advanced SEO, that video doesn't get many views. Yes, my video appears as a suggested video next to other videos optimized around advanced SEO. But there aren't many videos on YouTube optimized around advanced SEO, which means that very few people click over and watch my video. And that's why this video only gets a trickle of views every month, especially if you compare it to my recent videos that target super competitive terms. Now, let me show you how much more effective the competition magnet approach to keyword research is. A few months ago, I knew I wanted to create a video around the topic of do-it-yourself SEO. Basically, a mini step-by-step process that someone could use to quickly improve their site's SEO. I originally discovered this topic by checking out the Google Webmaster YouTube channel. I noticed that one of their videos in particular did amazingly well. It was an SEO guide for startups. And by entering a few keywords that described that video into vidIQ, I ultimately found the keyword SEO tutorial. On the surface, that sounded like a great keyword, but was it competitive enough? Well, when I searched for that keyword on YouTube, I noticed that it had 3 million results. Most people would say, wow, this keyword is way too competitive. I should look for something easier to rank for. But I knew that highly competitive search terms were a goldmine. And sure enough, this video optimized around the keyword SEO tutorial gets more monthly views than any other of my videos except for one. The best part? This video doesn't even rank #1 for the keyword SEO tutorial. So how do I get so many views even though I don't rank #1 for my target keyword? It's because my video is a suggested video for hundreds of other videos that are optimized around SEO tutorial. And because there are so many videos on YouTube optimized around this keyword, thousands of people click over to my video every month. That's the power of the competition magnet approach and YouTube SVO. Okay, in this lesson you learned that most people approach video keyword research completely backwards. Instead of targeting keywords that will bring them the most views, they target low competition keywords that are easy to rank for in YouTube search. I showed you why this approach is a huge mistake and why the competition magnet approach works much better. That's because with the competition magnet approach, you can take advantage of suggested video optimization, the secret to generating thousands of views every month. With that, it's time to get started with the competition magnet approach. In the worksheet below this video, I have the step-by-step process laid out for you. All you need to do is follow the steps and you're set. After completing this worksheet, you'll have a much smaller version of your big video keyword list. This is the short list of keywords you'll use later in this course to create and optimize your videos. So download the worksheet and get started on this process. And that's all for Module 1. And I'll see you in Module 2.